So, it's been a minute and a lot has happened, so let's sprint through it. Hey guys, gals and pals, my name is Alex and I'm your professional yapper for today. Let's pick up where we left off. The July 25th update released while I was on vacation, which, funnily enough, is also titled Summer Update. Thim was added, his charm was added, 4 new gameplay items were added too, and bug fixes, yada yada. The items that were added are split half and half between rare and epic. Let me go over them super quick. Reject Radar highlights all rejects with 3 charges. Compass highlights all machines. The Blueprint highlights all machines and rejects with 3 charges. And finally, my favorite of the new items, Static Shock, which you throw to stun the rejects. By the way, you might be wondering where I'm getting all this info from. There's an official Wiki fandom partnered with Dolly's Factory that I've been watching ever since its inception. You can go check it out with the link on screen and in the description. I've even made some contributions in the writing form. Most of Queenie's page is written by me. Anyways, let's get to the start of the show. Thim, the new plush. Middle of the road health, stamina, and speed, but very high stealth and painfully low efficiency. However, his ability, which most of us saw coming, is that he can heal 20 health to a plushie every 50 seconds, assuming there's only one Thim. Now, what do I think about this update? I'm actually quite pleased with it, even though this update didn't bring a ton of things. What the developers did focus on turned out really well. The new skybox that shows on maps like Cafeteria and Coda's Boss Zone was a bit odd at first, but it's grown on me. It's a nice touch. Thim himself feels alright to play, even though it's a bit jarring for my playstyle, specifically since I prioritize efficiency and then speed to get as far as I can and as quick as I can. With Thim, the speed and stamina are middle of the road, but fixing machines is so agonizingly slow, which I guess his ability makes up for it. But maybe too much? I do feel like being able to heal 20 health every 50 seconds, again assuming there's only one Thim, is a bit too powerful. And we're talking about 20 health, which is no small chunk of health. That's 40% of a base stat plush's health bar, every 50 seconds. And maybe this is just because I play with a more experienced crowd. Others may be very relieved by the fact their runs aren't ending on Zone 5 because they have more difficulty evading rejects. Also, can we talk about distracting rejects? Yeah, you heard me. Distracting rejects. Which, if you don't know, distracting is a Dandy's World term for essentially playing a very fast character, gathering all of the monsters that chase people around, and walking in a circle the entire time. Say what you will about it, but I think distracting as a whole, within both roles of Dandy's World, Distractor and Extractor, has extremely killed off all of my motivation to play. Even when there's new updates, the gameplay loop just feels like a job now that there's no element of surprise around every corner. It feels min-maxed. And unfortunately, as a fellow game based off of Dead by Daylight, Dolly's Factory has gained a crowd of mostly Dandy's World players, including me, which are now getting mad at other people in servers for not distracting the rejects, not including me. I see people in Dolly's Factory server trying to build a team to play with that includes, yeah, a distractor. And while all of this is fine, and no pun intended, dandy, I feel like distracting in this game is just a bit boring. Well, actually, I think it's a lot boring. The main fun of the survival horror genre is the survival part. I don't think I have to explain that. Entirely removing that factor breaks up any sense of thrill or variety. Have any of you Dandy's players been playing Dial's map lately? That, I think, is the most fun I've had in Dandy's World since I started playing the game. He's not distractible. There's no cheap way to get around the danger, and I think that's perfect game design. Am I saying that Dandy's World needs to immediately change everything fundamentally? No. Am I saying it needs to change it all? Also no. I'm saying that Dolly's Factory started out being different than Dandy's World in that respect. It sort of scratched that itch of thrill I wanted out of survival horror when Coda's running towards me and I'm at 0 stamina because of my poor decisions. The whole point of that rant, I think Dolly's Factory in its later updates should probably tweak some balancing changes. Not to make the game impossible for beginners without charms. I don't want to go back to the Queenie update. Oh dear. The fires. I still remember the fires. But to make it so painfully tedious to distract, that is just not worth it. Because to some people, it still is. I'm pretty sure some developers were talking about how their vision for the game doesn't include distracting amidst the chaos post-Queenie update. And I think that's a good direction for Dolly's Factory to head in. Like, really good. I fully support this decision. But we're probably not going to see the distracting Hydra de-headed anytime soon. Again, this is just my input. My opinion. Feel free to disagree with it. Maybe even type up an angry comment about it. My word isn't law. I don't know why you're taking it to heart like it is, but anywho. Back to new content. Crystal forwarded me 2 very interesting conversation sneak peeks that could hint to some things we'll see in the future. Let's take a look at the first conversation. It reads as follows. Buddy, Cinnabon, where did you go? My flashlight is running out and the dark is scary. A silence. Buddy. Cinnabon. A low tune is heard throughout the blackout. Buddy. Blank did leave your music on. This conversation is very interesting. Music? In a blackout? Blackouts currently only happen if you get the blackout penalty from spinning the wheel. Could blackouts now happen without spinning the wheel? Is this alluding to a new event or reject that only appears in blackouts? Also, Buddy's afraid of the dark. That is absolutely precious. The second reads as follows. Dolly. Hello, Dexter. How's the factory going? I recently just added Blank to the factory. He seems like a great addition with the other plushies. Dexter. He will fit perfectly with the others, Dolly. Dolly. Is the factory still doing good? I haven't heard you complaining about anything. Dexter. It is going great, Dolly. Do not worry, I'm making sure all the plushies are doing their jobs. Dolly. Thank you, Dexter. Make sure Blank and Blank are getting along with them. There's also this interaction, but the only implications it seems to have is that Queenie likes baking for the other plushies, and that Coda is a no-good, biscuit-stealing little... Also, the plushies can eat? That's interesting. I guess that's what the cafeteria in the break room map is for? I don't know. I'm still stumped on the massive kitchenette. New plushie! Yes! You heard me right! New plushie! That sneak peek of an outfit before wasn't a skin, it was a new plush! And he's a mole and his name is Doug and he is stinkin' adorable. Here's his reject too! Spooky! I actually thought this might be like a reindeer or something, like a peek at a potential Christmas update because, no joke, I thought his nose was glowing even though that's just the lighting from the helmet. I don't really know why I thought that. It's August. If anything, you're gonna want to reveal Halloween or something. Not that I'm expecting this game to have holiday events. It would be cool if there was a very mini holiday event that had a special currency you could earn during the time, and that you could purchase some skins with it, just to tide the fanbase over for something proper when the game is more complete. But again, I don't expect Dolly's Factory to do anything like that. But I might make a video in the future exploring that theoretical concept. Anyways, a new game mode 2 was announced. That's really exciting. I hope there's some sort of special reward or something for doing it. Maybe it's harder? Maybe it changes up the pace of gameplay. What if there was a game mode that added time constraints or made the game much harder, but gave you more Dolly bucks? Just ideas. I think that would be really cool, devs. Wink wink, nudge nudge. But let's actually look at this image again. It seems Doug is geared up in a fluffy coat with claws and boots and all, and a helmet with a light. He looks really cool. I wonder if his ability could be some form of teleportation because of, like, tunneling moles? I don't know. But I think it'd be neat if we got an underground map that shows where all the Dougs work. Like, I don't know about you, but when I see Doug, it makes me think he has a very specific purpose being a mole and all. Maybe he mines for materials to keep building infrastructure for the factory. What if there's a mine map? Or zone event? Boss level? That reminds me, this image was teased not too long ago. It pictures the train we travel at a railway turntable that can go to 7 possible different numbered doors. Is it just me or is anyone else getting Polar Express flashbacks? Jokes aside, this is very interesting. Again, could it be an event? Maybe we can pick which way to go? Or maybe this is the intro to a boss zone? Again, don't know. But man, this map is pretty. The way the dark sky dome looks with the lights illuminating the sides of each door, it creates a pretty cool vibe. Theories-wise, I don't have anything yet. I'm still putting together the pieces, don't you worry. But right now there's not enough materials to help me clearly decide what my thoughts are. Maybe the update in exactly a week as I'm recording this will change things. I still really wonder why in the image of Thim and Cinnabon, the lobby is in disrepair and coated in graffiti. That was never explained. In any case, I'll see you all after Doug's update. I'm very excited for what the Forever Studio does next. Very, very excited. See ya then. Bye!